Now then. Now then. Of considerable cultural significance is this, certainly here in UK, as questions-wise in the House of Commons, aside from the occasional standard ignorant video games are going to be the death of us all dullard discussions where no numpties about the same sort of short-sighted guff recycled from, 1950s straight edges regarding society's fears about this here rock and roll music and all that. I think the only sensible video game related discussion our collective politicians have ever had is just how hard is Ghosts and Goblins? And it's a fair question, because anyone who's stuck the coins into this and walked away red of cheek not 5 minutes later will surely empathise with this widely held view. And if you've never had a do at it, you need to sort your life out for one. But being the altruistic fellow that I am, in order to output the quite infamous difficulty level into some kind of context, Ghosty Goblins, as we called it back yon, saw more people barred from Lister's paper shop round corner from Townley School than any other game ever. Mainly because the dude who had it took a zero tolerance attitude to kids effing and jeffing at his arcade machines for some reason. Whether it were because of how frustrating they were, or due to barely pubescent silky smooth chin lads making loud lewd inappropriate comments about just exactly what they presumed were going down in the somewhat questionable opening segment here. While his normal customers were busy buying mints or fishing magazines or what have you. Ghosty Goblins, indeed. Top game all the same with tunes to match, mind. Just that opening riff, man. Da 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 da. Is enough to make grown men chuck a bunch of 10p pieces straight down the toilet in Pavlovian recall. You heard. And then speaking of Ghosts and Goblins, I say, etc., etc. There's this. Interestingly enough, and I use that term in its loosest sense, obviously, it appears to be a complete inversion on the original cliched prejudicial premise. Baddies become goodies. Up becomes down. Left becomes right. Day becomes night. Sugar becomes shalt. It ain't fiction, just a natural fact. As you fly and fate along your merry way, trying, as I understand it, to fetch like an old stick, or what have you, for your good pal Baron Jerk. Is that right? Good stuff is this, man. Nice chunky graphics, and should keep you half busy for a few hours. Unless you're one of these here braggadocious bellfruits who can clock everything first do, and then give it all this like the Billy Big Potatoes, stalking their obtuse ego with a deluded belief that anyone with even half the soul actually gives a fig. But for the rest of you, have a deck, man. Yeah, this is a nice steady example of one of them standard vertical shooters where it's multi-button controls means more often than not you'll needlessly spunk one of your special moves straight away as you come off second best in an immediate 50-50 opportunity to locate the fire button. One of them. Once you're down pat and good to go though, it's ever upward and onward through wave upon wave of all manner of manic minor craft intent on helping you call it a day, plus a decent selection of bigger baddies looking to do pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I know you've seen it before, precisely several times a year to be exact, but it doesn't always get a mention among the more commonly accepted titles that it's easily as good as, especially stuff like Terry, this microphone's playing silly beggars again, man. Thought you'd sorted it, pal. You've not though, have you, Terry? You've not. Now, I'm fairly sure I'm not exaggerating the facts here, but I'd be willing to bet good money that there's barely anybody out there watching this who, let me finish, you flipping cheeky gets, who when they initially played the first bat and ball game, all them yonks ago, whether it were Breakout or Arkanoid or Bobby Ball's Battenberg Bounce or what have you, didn't all think, well yeah, this is alright, I guess. This is all well and good. But what I'd really like to be happening here is, in addition to smashing many multicoloured blocks, I'd also like to be bouncing my balls off a harebrained bunch of bearded goons, legging it about playing silly beggars in cut-off denim dungarees. That's what this game needs. Well, all those heartfelt prayers finally pay off, baby. And after all these years, you go ahead and whack them dungaree doofuses. Doofy, is it? Them dungaree doofy. You whack 'em all into next week, man. Just like you've always anchored over. Has it been worth that decades-long wait, though? Has it? I don't bloody know, do I?